So you are a first generation Canadian. What was that season of life actually like for you as a mom diving into this entrepreneurship world?
It was overwhelming, it was exciting, it was tiring, it was everything all balled up into one.
A lot of people see the outside, they see the restaurant, they don't really know what's happening behind the scenes.
Right.
But how did that change the way how you saw entrepreneurship?
I think like with everybody else, you're thinking, oh, I'm gonna own my own business, I can do what I want, I can come with
Free time.
Yeah, free time, you can do all of that stuff. And it's like the total opposite.
Your mom, who's from Trinidad,
yes,
right? You're also caring for her while raising your child, managing a business and such. How do you handle this experience emotionally?
Honestly, for a long time, I would just sit and
What have you learned about motherhood and responsibility that you didn't expect when you started this journey as a business owner?
Whew.
This is Momversations, as told by Canadian immigrants, live from the Media Hub on riotradio.ca. I'm your host, Kristina McPherson, and this is a limited series that's going to dive into the real conversations about mothers, motherhood, identity, rebuilding, and building life here in Canada. May 11th to the 17th, 2026 is Restaurant Week by Blacks.com. And even if you missed it this year, I don't know when you're watching this episode, please look out for it next year, the annual Restaurant Week. That was a nice little song.
It was. I'm so glad I heard it.
Yes. Nicole, welcome and welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So good to be here. Thank you for having me.
Pleasure having you. Now, Nicole, you started your restaurant when your son was about 4 or so.
Yes.
And at that age, they're still needy.
Oh my goodness, they're everywhere. Everywhere.
All over you.
Yes.
Right? And I think a lot of people may romanticize entrepreneurship a little bit. But what was that season of life actually like for you as a mom diving into this entrepreneurship world?
It was overwhelming, it was exciting, it was tiring, it was everything all balled up into one. Because again, I have my son, he's 4. We have this new restaurant that we've never had a restaurant before, so this is brand new to us. And then you have all the other pressures of, family life, parents, just all the little things, the details that goes into opening a restaurant. So all of that was balled up into one. And I mean, we're here. We got through it.
You made it.
We made it.
Well, what prompted the decision? Like you said, you've never been a restaurant owner.
Right.
You just had not just, but I mean, he's 4.
Yes.
What prompted that move into entrepreneurship?
Well, honestly, my sisters and myself and my 2 sisters, we are the owners of Sugarcane, and we've been doing catering for like maybe about 9 years. So we were doing catering for 9 years, and the goal was always to get a restaurant, but just never thought, to be honest, that we would have the opportunity to have one. I mean, it's a lot of money. You have to have capital. You have to have just a lot behind you before you can, open up. So we really didn't, our parents, coming from, the West Indies, there's not a whole lot of money there. You're coming in and everything else. So we just didn't think we had the opportunity, but that was always the goal. Yeah.
Okay. And I mean, a lot of people see the outside, they see the restaurant, they don't really know what's happening behind the scenes.
Right.
But how did, now you're a mother, how did that change the way how you saw entrepreneurship or,
Oh, well, I mean, I think like with everybody else, you're thinking, oh, I'm going to own my own business. I can do what I want. I can come with
free time.
Yeah, free time. You can do all of that stuff. And it's like the total opposite because, I mean, listen, there is nothing more gratifying than having your own, that when it's successful and when it's running right and when things are going well, there's nothing like that. That feeling of pride that goes into it, it's amazing. Yeah. However, that being said, it takes a lot of work, a lot of dedication, a lot of hours that you thought you would never be up, working, and it takes a lot of talking to yourself, motivating yourself. And I'm so happy that I had my sisters there to, when I'm having a bad day and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't do this anymore. They're there to kind of take over. And, they're like, give me a little time. And then we come back and we're back all on the same page and we can keep going. But it does take a lot of self-motivation and planning and just a lot of all of that.
Yeah. Well, I like that you mentioned, like, as you mentioned, like your sisters are part of the business too. Yes. It takes a village to raise a family, to grow a business. Like it's not a solo job. And I think that's part of it. And so you are a first generation Canadian born to immigrant parents. Your parents are from Grenada.
Yeah, Trinidad and Grenada. So my dad is from Grenada, born in Grenada, and my mom is born in Trinidad.
Yes. Okay. Is there anything that you learned from them?
Oh my gosh. Just besides all the cooking and everything else, I mean, just coming here, the hard work, I mean, that is just in our bones. They came here with, to dream. And like, again, their dreams were very, very simple. We want to come in, we want to have a house, a good job, and, have our family. They're thinking about their children. We want them to have whatever it is that we can, provide for them. So that was it. And just that work ethic, I think, is the main thing that we really got from them.
Yeah. Hardworking people. We are hardworking people. Yes. So now your mom, who's from Trinidad,
yes,
right? You're also caring for her. Yes. While raising your child, managing a business and such. And in one of our previous episodes, a fellow person from Grenada, well, her parents are from Grenada.
Yes.
So maybe a cousin or something like
maybe,
that.
I'm telling you.
Right? She's the host of the Sandwich Years. And I mentioned very briefly when we spoke, the sandwich generation. And that's when you are needed by your children and your parents and you are squeezed and blessed.
Yes.
And you have an extra layer, which is the business.
Yes.
Has it ever felt like everything and everyone needed you at the same time?
Oh, 100%. I mean, that's a weekly basis type of thing. And there really isn't anything that every week is a different priority, right? So you have to learn how to balance, none is more important than the other. You just have to learn how to balance whatever is needed. What at the time is what you try to work on, and you find that balance. And it's never an amazing, perfectly well balanced, schedule or time. But you find a way to make things work.
Yeah. And how do so this is you now, you're the mom and you have a kid and you are the meat and squeezed and blessed. How do you handle this experience emotionally? What works for you?
Honestly, for a long time, I would just sit and cry. I mean, really, I would. Like, I mean, sometimes it is therapeutic in a way because you're there and you have your cry and then you're kind of like refocus and you're like, okay, now what do I need to do to make things work or to change things or whatever it is that needs to be done. But I vowed this year that I'm going to do a little bit more self-care. So I have been getting massages. God has always been my center and my focus. And just reconnecting, because sometimes we forget he's even there, right? So we're there and we're working and we're this and we're that, and sometimes you have to recenter yourself, and you're like, okay, and you feel him, you get him, and then things start to be seen a little more clearly. So
yeah. And I was talking to a fellow momtrepreneur yesterday, and I'm like, how do you do it? It's like because even myself, like thinking about you have to have systems in place to get it all going.
Yes.
Are there any systems that you've put in place to keep the family and the business going?
Actually, well, I mean, there's systems for the business. And there is systems at home. Systems at home is a little chaotic right now. It always is, especially when you have, I have my son is 11 years old, and he's in that phase now that he thinks he knows everything, and he's at school, and then there's puberty and all this other stuff that's going on at the same time. So systems right now. a little unbalanced at home, but at the restaurant you must have that. So that is like 100%. And I'm grateful right now that with my mom, my sister Renee, she's the one that is her primary caregiver.
Okay.
So she's living with my mom.
Okay.
And then I take my mom mostly on the weekends and whatnot. And so we kind of share that responsibility. So that kind of system, helps to work because it's a lot. My mom, like you said, like she she has a dementia.
Yeah.
And so it's been a challenge. It's been a big challenge. So we had to find a way so that everything is just not on one daughter or not one person, because it can be a lot.
I know. And did your mom come here with family? Did she come here as a married woman? Like, what was her village like when she came?
Oh, she just had my dad. It was just her and my dad. And they fell in love in Trinidad and came out together in Toronto, and they settled in, I think, in the 70s, like early 70s. So I think it was 1970, actually. They came here and had a little apartment, and they had a couple friends and stuff that also moved up from Trinidad, I think in Barbados and whatnot, but very few. Yeah. Very few. So they really depended on each other and just started their family.
Yeah. And so are you guys her village now? Does she, like, I know that of course maybe her memory might be going right now, but does she have a little community?
Oh my goodness.
Some church sisters? Like,
yes.
How did you see the village be rebuilt as a child?
Right. Well, yes. I mean, we had, it's funny now, all of our aunts and uncles that we thought were aunts and uncles, but they were friends. But they're all aunts and uncles no matter what. As we start to get older now, every year there's somebody that's passing, there's somebody that's going. So we're at that stage now where a lot of my mom's friends and sisters and relatives and stuff like that, they're passing. And as she's doing this, like, she still has like us. And her, I do have 7 sisters, just to let you know. So 7 girls all together.
Okay, you have a village.
Girls. So we do have the village. And of course, with that 7, we have sons and daughters, and then we have husbands and wives. And so we're all here. Yeah. So they've created a village as well here, and we're very, very close family, very close. Yeah.
So we just need to have a bunch of kids, and then we'll have the village.
That's it. It works.
Are they mostly still in Ontario? Are most people?
Yes. One of my sisters, my oldest sister, she's still in Trinidad, so she's not moving. She's there. She
was born there.
She was born there. Okay. Yes, she was born there. So she's there, and then the rest of my sisters were all here. So so. If we ever need a cup of sugar, we know where to go. It's no problem at all.
That's beautiful. Yeah. And that's part of the conversation too. When we spoke about the sandwich years with Chantel, she is also first generation Canadian. Yes. So then she got to, the parents were the ones, the village left. So I was the parent, they're their parents. Exactly. I had just had my daughter here. She's 5. Right. And I'm now having to rebuild because my sister's back in Jamaica and all of that stuff. Yes. So yeah. How have you found, I guess, as a caregiver for someone with dementia, for anybody who has parents with dementia that have to navigate, what are the things that are working for you guys?
Patience. Yeah, and oh my gosh, I'm forgetting the name. Once a man, twice a child. My dad used to repeat that all the time. He's like, one day you're gonna have to take care of me, and we're like, of course, Daddy. It's now come. That has passed, but my mom is here, and you don't know what your life is going to be when you get older. And she was diagnosed with dementia in just during COVID, actually. And it's just you have to have patience. You have to have patience, and just know that they took care of you when you were younger, and you're doing the same. And it's just love. It's love, and you all of it comes with love. When you're frustrated, you take that second, you take that little while, and you come back, and you just continue. Yeah. So it's been. I mean, we've been very fortunate. Like, she still knows who we are. She knows the family, but it's slowly fading.
Yeah. You did mention that she comes and helps you at the restaurant.
Oh, she comes. No, she don't help. She want to come to enjoy herself at the restaurant. This lady, she doesn't every.
She come to eat.
She come to eat. She comes out every Saturday because we have live music at the restaurant every Saturday. So she never misses a Saturday. She wants to come, and music is her thing. And it's also very good for dementia. Okay. So she comes out and she loves the live music, and they take her up on stage and everything. I mean, everybody knows our mom when they come and they're like, "Hi, Miss Charles. Hi, Mrs. Charles. How you doing?"
Nice.
Everybody's just been so super sweet.
Amazing. Well, speaking of the restaurant,
yes.
Sugar Cane, I remember you guys from the last restaurant week. You guys were in the corner over right here.
Right.
And you had the corn.
Yes.
So, and now you're again participating in the restaurant week. And by the way, restaurant week brings visibility to Black-owned restaurants all across Canada. And it's all week long. There are discounts and special meals and all kind of wonderful things that are happening. So if you missed it, check it out next year. But if you're watching this before, then go to Sugar Cane or anywhere, because if you're in Nova Scotia, you got to figure it out over there. But what has the experience been like for you as participating in Restaurant Week?
Honestly, it's been amazing. I mean, Roger Dundas and By Blacks have been so supportive. And it's just so good to get a little bit of highlight or spotlight on your restaurant, because it is, harder for us to get out there and for us to, to be seen. So having that spotlight, it brings a lot of new customers to come through, and they've been long-term customers after that, which has been amazing. So yeah.
And proof, I did not know about you guys until before the restaurant week last year. So having the corn, that dish, I know of Sugarcane, I know of you. I follow you guys on social media, all because of Restaurant Week 2025, and here we are again in 2026.
Here we go.
What's one favorite dish from the menu? Anybody comes there and they're like, most people order this dish.
Yes. Ooh, that's a toss-up between the jerk chicken fettuccine Alfredo, which is fancy. Like very, very popular. That's one of our staple dishes. And right now the oxtail bowl. So we have an oxtail bowl that has rice and peas, apple coleslaw, and plantain. So people are loving that. And right under there too is our Trinidad mac pie with oxtail on top. That is like, people are starting to go crazy for that one, and that one's actually available for Restaurant Week. So, yay!
Where can people find Sugarcane? Where are you guys?
Oh, we're right in the middle of Greektown, 699 Danforth Ave. What better way to stand out as a Caribbean restaurant right in the middle of Greektown? So it's been awesome over there. Oh, absolutely awesome.
Amazing. And looking back, what have you learned about motherhood and responsibility that you didn't expect when you started this journey as a business owner?
I honestly, I thought I would probably at the beginning lose my mind because you're split in all these different directions. But what I've learned is that if you really just, like you said, find systems and make time, plan, you can really find a good balance.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that family is everything to me and to our, like my sisters. And we always get together, even if we're not at the restaurant, we always are able to get together. All the holidays, we have all the family together, and that just is everything. And just being a mom and being able to spend time. We have our mom and son dates that we take, and we do this every month at least, just to sit down and talk and, have good conversations. I that's something I treasure so much. So finding the right balance.
I know. And I mean, your restaurant is connected to cultural food. I don't know if jerk chicken a thing in Grenada? I don't know.
Yes, it is. There's jerk chicken. The thing I found out about learned with all of the Caribbean islands is that we each have pretty much the same dishes, except that there's little variances in each one of them. But yes, but no, Grenada, definitely known for their nutmeg and
I know that.
spices.
Spice
Yes.
Island. Yes.
Trinidad known more or less for their curries and of course like doubles and things like that. And Jamaica, of course, jerk chicken, ackee saltfish. So we like to pull from all the islands
Nice.
at Sugarcane, and we like to represent everybody out there.
Nice. And since your restaurant is so connected to culture and community, has it been important to bring your son into and help him to like understand the culture and the community behind the restaurant? How have you done, like how have you connected him to his culture?
Yes, 100%. I mean, he was small. They said I spoiled him, but I gave him all kinds of stuff. Like I gave him jerk from small. I gave him doubles from small. Like, I mean, so he's very connected. He knows the food, and he's starting to learn the culture. And that was something like, so coming out to Caravana, we have our Caravana festival every year. Coming out and learning about that, coming into the restaurant, he's actually wanting to create a couple of dishes and stuff like that. So I'm proud of it, and he's really learning more and more about the culture, about Trinidad, about Grenada, and just about a little bit of all the islands. So yeah, it's been good.
Amazing, amazing. Well, we've heard two slightly different stories. One mother learned how to create stability through constantly moving. Another learned to create it while the pressure is coming from every direction, being a sandwich year generation person, business owner. Two completely different realities, but underneath both conversation lies one common truth: the same responsibility, being a mom. Right? We're caring for our loved ones. We're creating stability for people, depending on whether you're rebuilding or you're having to have it anchored in one place. Yeah. And I think that's something many immigrants may understand, or they can resonate with. Whether you moved to this country or you didn't see your parents move, but you know that they weren't from there, and so you probably didn't really know your grandparents as such, or grew up with them.
But we didn't grow up with
Yes, right. And so there's different layers to this immigration cake, I tell you.
Yes, a lot.
Whether you're building in one place or learning to adapt through constant change. And at some point, mothers become that stability. And I think Dr. Davis said that earlier. And the responsibility carries weight.
Yes. 100%.
I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you.
This was a great talk.
This was wonderful. Thank you so much for
And
having
I'm looking forward to trying something at Sugarcane. I don't know, is there a launch? Are you guys going to be at the launch this week?
We are going to be at the launch, and yes, we'll have even a little rum punch too. So, yep.
Awesome. Well, again, check out Restaurant Week by Blacks.com. If you go to byblacks.com, you'll always find the dates and the details there. I have a gift for you as well. A journal. You said that you're working on some more self-care this year. This is your sign. This is your journal here.
Oh my goodness.
And it says, "Dear self, you are enough" as well.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
This is beautiful.
Absolutely. They say it takes a village. But what happens if the village is constantly changing, or when the village and the business needs us? In our next episode, we're going to speak to a mother who had to rebuild from scratch with only $100 and still managed to retire in her 50s. Subscribe, like, share the episode, and catch up on all the Momversations. This is episode 4. I've lost count. Right? But this is just one of the episodes in this series. Please don't forget, you can follow the Media Hub at DCSA Media Hub, and you can also follow us at As Told by Canadian Immigrants on all social media platforms. Where can they find you on social?
Right at sugarcanerestaurant.ca. And on Instagram, Facebook, all at Sugarcane Restaurant.
And it will come up on screen, and I think the cane is with a K.
Cane is with a K.
K is with a cane. Cane is with a K.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us today. This was Momversations, as told by Canadian Immigrants, live from the Media Hub on riotradio.ca. If this moment resonated with you, you can watch the full Momversation episode right here. Or you can continue watching the whole Momversation series right here to tune into honest conversations about motherhood and that whole layer of immigration that makes motherhood so much more. Identity, immigration, and starting over here in Canada.